Hi everyone, welcome to Journal Entries by Kimber. So I'm starting from the beginning of my journal 15 years ago and just reading what I wrote, kind of seeing where I was at in different places in my life. And so today, it's a hard one. It was a hard one. So I read my journal entry just because I want to keep names confidential and see how I need to change things, and taking people out of it. And so I'll just go ahead and start, and then I'll kind of share my thoughts and feelings afterwards. So this was 5/24/06. I went to my ex-husband's 2 days ago in the morning. Oops, wrong one. 5/19/06. 5 days ago, we did an intervention on my ex-husband. I named the people that were there, including my 2 children. Right when we walked in, he walked back out again and started walking towards the street. I went after him and stopped him. I felt like I was losing the battle. Someone came out, and she was more directive than I was, and closer to him. So and it was at his mom's condo. So she went after him. After a while, he agreed to listen and what we had to say, but only if someone wasn't there. So that particular person left, and then he came in. He listened to everyone read a letter. So we each had to write a letter and say the things that have hurt us because of the addiction, and what our bottom line was, like what we are not willing to put up with from this point forward. So it was pretty intensive. So everyone read their letter and cried most of the time. At the end, he agreed to go, but not today. I remember feeling so disappointed that we went into all this work of doing this intervention, and we had a plane ticket, ready to send him off, and he decided he wasn't going to go. He said that he needed to tie up some loose ends. He needed to get to his bike. So he took off again and went to the Maverick across the street. He called me and asked me to pick him up, and I wouldn't. So he ended up getting into the car with one of his family members. 2 days ago, they sent him home. So he actually did go to the rehab, but they sent him home. He wasn't willing to do an intake, and he wouldn't talk to the counselors. He just would put a sheet over his head. So apparently he wasn't ready to go into the program, which that was another disappointment. We were thinking, okay, he's there. We felt like we could breathe a little bit, and then he ends up coming home 2 days later. So when I told my daughter that he was coming home, my daughter Chelsea, she put her hands over her head and started crying. She says, "Does this mean that I can't see my dad?" And I said, yes. You know how heartbreaking that was? But that was one of the bottom lines, is that if you don't go and you don't get help, you're not going to be able to see your kids. Her heart is broken once again. I found a bag of meth and a needle in his anti-shy case. That's why he wanted access to it, to his bike. I guess he just had taken a big hit before the intervention. 5/21/06. My ex-husband told me that a girl moved in with him. She has a 2-year-old little girl. I went over to my sister's and I cried. I feel sad letting him go. I didn't expect it to hit me this hard. I didn't expect it to hit me like it did. I guess when a person has been with someone for so long, it just hurts knowing that they are with somebody else. Part of me was hopeful that he would go to inpatient rehab that we had set up for him, and that things would change, and that we could possibly start over. But I need to let go. I need to let him move on. It feels like I will never be able to love again. He tells me that they don't have anything going on, but they do. She said that she can help him get off of the meth. If I have to go through this pain and have someone else help him, then I will go through it. But ouch, it hurts inside. 5/24/06. I went to my ex-husband's 2 days ago in the morning, and him and his girlfriend were laying in the same bed together. I have not been okay ever since. So it was my first time seeing him with somebody else since I had moved out, or he was actually living on the property. I was still living in the Collister house. It hurt so bad. It consumed my thoughts and my soul. I called my friend today and I just broke down. After he had slept in the same bed and said that he hugged her, I got so jealous. I went to his house and took Gracie's buggy and her hoppy horse. Oh, I guess I wasn't. Nope, I was living out in Poplin. I wasn't living at the house. I also saw her laundry in the hall and her cami and some underwear. It made me sick. I guess I felt angry that I have waited for Jeff to get off drugs and then work things out with him. And in the meantime, he replaces me with someone else. It made me so mad to see the toys that he had for her and her little girl when he hasn't even been there for his own kids. The sick part is that I went over and I was with him that very same day, and later I called him to come stay the night so that he wouldn't go home to her. I am the big loser here. It's now 4:45 a.m. I've been up crying for a couple of hours. The pain is great. I get to look at myself. I think that for me, it was about power and control. I was the one that controlled Jeff and kept him on a string. Sometimes I would pull him in, and sometimes I kept him at a distance. Now, there is no string, and I have lost all control. I never want to feel like this again. I keep having panic attacks. Today, while I was talking to my friend, the panic attacks were severe. They hurt me. I get to see this feeling as a gift, but yuck. I can't even call it a gift yet. It's still so real, the pain. It feels like I won't get through this. I have prayed to God to help me through. I need my higher power to take this from me. Please take it. Jealousy and control are not a good combination. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't think straight. My heart aches. My panic attacks are severe again. Surfacing again and again. I am a fighter, though. I know that I need to be strong for the girls. I need to let go. 5/27/06. I can understand how people become anorexic. When I was going through this pain and felt like I didn't have any control, I quit eating. I went from 115 to 109 in 3 days. I refused myself any food. Nothing sounded good to eat. 5/29/06. I am obsessed with my weight. I step on the scale many times a day. I am happiest in the morning because I weigh less. I will only allow myself to eat a little bit each day. It's pretty easy. I don't get very hungry. If I eat, I try to wait until the afternoon so that I only have to eat once a day. Today, I was 110.5. I made breakfast for the girls, so I ate quite a bit. I immediately felt so guilty that I went and made myself throw it up. I am not sure what correlation that breaking up with Jeff has on me to control my eating this way, but it is nice to feel like I have some control over my life. I am not the same. I am not the same since I have seen him with his girlfriend. 6/1/06. I am really not doing very well. I can't seem to get a grip on reality. I am still making myself throw up all of my food after I eat. I am down to 109 pounds. I feel way too much guilt if I eat, especially if I feel full. It is out of control. I do not sleep well. Last night, I was up until 2:30 a.m. I called Jeff. I told him that after I get back from California, I need to give the kids to him for the summer. His response is, "So why can't you go and get a boyfriend?" It's because I need to get a second job. I am stressed about money. I know I won't get any child support from him. He really is the most selfish person I know. I am psychologically messed up for even wanting to stay with him. I took my car to him yesterday morning because he knew he never got to it. He went to lunch and I ended up having to buy because he didn't even have any money. My mom is giving me the silent treatment right now, her usual when she is mad at me. She doesn't even know that she is killing me further. I cried myself to sleep last night, and so did Tyler, my daughter. She's upset about school. It's all I have inside me to console her, but I know I don't do it enough. I am consumed on this feeling. I am angry, sad, confused, heartbroken, deceived, out of control. Controlling what I eat is the only thing I have left that feels stable, even though I know it's messed up. I can't help it at this point. Life seems too overwhelming. I need to find a second job, and I want someone to take the kids for me. I feel guilty enough leaving them for 13 hours a week to work with the person that I'm working with. Now it's going to be even more. God, help me. I can't please everyone. My mom is upset that I had my ex-husband in the driveway, not even in the house, therefore silent treatment. My daughter, Chelsea, wants me to see her dad. She wants to see her dad, and Tyler doesn't, and I am constantly torn on what to do. My boundaries are almost non-existent. I have started to think about dying. If I didn't have kids, it would be tempting. I don't know how to juggle all of my responsibilities anymore. I am overwhelmed. It hurts, not even being able to provide for my kids. I want out of some of my jobs. It's way too much for me to handle right now. Today is the last day of summer school. Thank God. I am about ready to break. I try to be strong, but I have done it for so long that I am tired. My ex-husband is making me crazy. I need out. So I wasn't doing well. I was not doing well, and this was the start of my eating disorder of anorexia and bulimia. I felt like I had absolutely no control, and that was the only control in my life and in my surroundings, so I thought. So I do not currently have, I have struggled with my eating disorder, anorexia and bulimia, for a lot of years, but I have not relapsed in a really long time. So I've learned different coping skills. In order, when I feel out of control, I go to things that are not self-harming, that are things that are actually good for me. So writing my journal, listening to music, talking to a counselor. So I've incorporated, but I didn't know that I could do that back then. And I don't know, I felt obviously that the weight of everything that was going on in my life and the choices that I was making, and they weren't good choices. So much has changed and so much is different. So it's kind of interesting to see where I was at in this space. I will see you again next time. Thanks for joining me.